Welcome to this Malden Public Schools video where we will continue to explore Google Classroom, and in this video, the connection between Google Classroom and Google Drive. So let's get into this concept. As you can see here, I'm in a Google class role-playing a student, and I'm in the classwork tab where all of my work would appear. Now, what many don't realize is any assignments that a teacher distributes to a student through Google Classroom or any work that a student turns in is actually being stored in Google Drive. So in Google Classroom, if you'll notice here, we have the class Google Drive folder. And if we tap on that shortcut, it will open up Google Drive. And if we notice the little path here in Google Drive of My Drive, then a subfolder called Classroom, which is Google Classroom, and then a subfolder of the class that your student is enrolled in. So at any point, if you want to see all of the work that they've completed or all of the assignments that they've turned in, or if your student needs to get to anything that they've previously submitted through Google Classroom, they can go through My Drive and then find a folder called Classroom. If they double tap on that folder, every class that they've enrolled in will appear here. They can enter by double clicking on any subfolder, and it will show every assignment that they've turned in through Google Classroom. So that's one connection between Google Classroom and Google Drive. I'll show another connection with an assignment that a teacher has created where a student is going to attach a file from Google Drive that they've already started working on. So if you'll notice here, we have a new assignment that the teacher has posted. We can tell that it's new because it has the orange color, it's lit up, and I haven't turned this in yet as a student. Now, what I'd like to demonstrate here is how a student can create a document ahead of time to start working on something in Google Drive and then attach that later to an outstanding assignment. So imagine that I started my writing assignment ahead of time as the student. I'm in Google Drive. I can open up a Google document, and I may start working a few days before the actual due date or before the teacher even posts the assignment if they give us time to get started. So here is my document that will be saved in Drive and turned in via Google Classroom. So I will call this Assignment 5 Writing. So that has been created. It's a Google document, and in Google Drive, you'll notice under Recent, that's the most recent file that I worked on. Now, if a student goes back to Google Classroom, maybe a day or two later after they're working on the document, they can open up an assignment, view the assignment. Notice that there's no template or a file that the teacher has provided, so I'm going to add one that I've already worked on. So I can dig into Google Drive as the student now and find the most recent file or search for a file. Here's the file that I just worked on, and I'm going to attach that from Google Drive into my Google Classroom assignment. And then I can simply turn that into my teacher and confirm that I would like to turn that in. So thanks for watching this quick video that explains the connection between Google Drive and Google Classroom. And just keep in mind, any assignment that a student turns in through Google Classroom, they can find through Google Drive in that specific class folder, or by searching their Google Drive account for a word or the title of the assignment.